Welcome to Kiwitea Street. It's about to get real here in the OFC Champions League. Auckland City taking on Bar of Fiji. The referee for today's game is Norbert Hoata of Tahiti. The assistant referees Jan Hendrik Hintz and Mark Rule of New Zealand. The fourth official is Nick Waldron, and it's a capacity crowd here at the stadium. Absolutely jam-packed to the rafters as we take a look at Auckland City's journey to the semi-finals. They've been out of form in the last 3 games, 2 defeats and a draw, and they've only just scraped through into the semi-finals with a backs-to-the-wall show at AS Dragon at Stade Pata last week. For Bar, it's been something of a procession for them. They began with a 3-1 away win in Port Moresby, a 2-2 draw, then secured at Lawson Tama Stadium in Honiara. And from there, they were unrelenting. 4 wins from 4 games and plenty of goals to boot. A double over Amicale, who also made it to the semi-finals, has set them up for a big game, a big performance here at Kiwitea Street. So the starting lineups, there are 2 injuries to report for Auckland City. There's no room for Adam McGeorge, who succumbs to a groin injury. He underwent a fitness test yesterday, but was flagged away today. Other than that, it is business as usual for Auckland. 4-3-3 is the formation. Adam Dickinson spearheads the attack with Manel Exposito and Daniel Koprasic. For Bar FC, there are a couple of changes as well. Malakai Tiwa, the Fijian international, is suspended, while Lysenia Nyoko is also missing, and there is no room for Osea Vakatalasau. Coach Yagendra Dutt does favour a 4-5-1 formation when playing away from home. The fullbacks do tend to sit in, and they may well look for a score draw or better here today to take back to Govan Park in Fiji in a week's time. This is Ivan Visilic for Auckland City. Auckland playing in the all-white kit, and Bar in their familiar kit of all black. They are known as the men in black, of course. Back in Fiji, they've dominated Fijian district football for decades. And today they have another shot at making the OFC Champions League final. They were last in the final in 2007 when they lost to Waitakere. Here's Adam Dickinson for Auckland. Now Takuya Iwata, Alex Fenarides. And this is a feature of Auckland City's play. They do like to try and starve the opposition of possession. Daniel Koprasic, that ball has gone out. Well, curiously enough, Auckland come into this game off the back of possibly their worst run of form in continental club competition. They've had the 2 defeats, both at home, one to Dragon, one to New Zealand champions Waitakere United, before they got that draw in Tahiti last week. But it's a team packed with experience and know-how. And by no means is this the biggest crowd that Auckland have played in front of this season. When they took on Sanfrecce Hiroshima at the FIFA Club World Cup back in December, they played in front of a crowd of around 25,000. They might be able to expect that in the return leg at Govan Park and Bar, perhaps. Although let's not get ahead of ourselves. There's plenty of football to be played here today. Koprasic, that's a useful ball. Oh, and, well, Exposito's gone to ground. The referee has awarded a free kick. This is in a handy position for the home side. First time pass from Koprasic. The first touch was good enough for Exposito to just get by Remueru Tekiati, and Tekiati made contact and Exposito went to the floor. Now, Alex Fenarides is going to be the go-to guy here for Auckland. He's got a track record of scoring goals from free kicks, particularly from this range, and he does hit them with a degree of swerve and dip. And quite often they find their way into the corner of the net, low to the keeper's right as we see this. Let's have a look. Goes the opposite side. Oh! No, it's a goal kick. Well, for a moment there, I thought it had hit the back of the net. And so did a significant portion of the crowd here. A good sighter of goal for Auckland City early on. And so far, the home side have had the lion's share of possession. Tamati Williams goes long. Well, Johnny Raululu had a real good look at that Alex Fenarides free kick. And a foul by Chris Bale. He claims he got the ball, but Ronel Kumar was clearly knocked off the ball by the Welshman, who missed Auckland's crucial game away to Dragon. He recently changed jobs, switch of career, and couldn't get the time off work to travel. It's the reality for many of these players from the clubs in Oceania. Albert Riera getting a first touch of the ball. It's back with Barr. Still with the men in black. And the first effort on goal is a disappointing one. Well, speaking to some of the Fijian media pack before the game, they told me that Barr do like to get the fullbacks pushed on a lot higher up the park when they are playing at home, and there was a belief perhaps that Yagendra Dutt would prefer his back five today to sit in quite tight. Lovely piece of skill from Ivan Visilic. Long ball from James Pritchett. Was headed clear by Marika Madigi. Now Kumar. Tikiati. And that has taken a deflection. It will be a Barr throw. Johnny Vesikula making himself available. Mavileko Nakama takes it. Riera. Now Bale. Well, look at the pace on Tuamasi Manutha. He showed a lot of interest, and perhaps Barr might feel that they can press Auckland and try and get them to choke up possession. They're well versed in keeping it under those types of conditions, the home side. Oh, and perhaps an opportunity. No. Offside. Jan Hendrik Hintz, the assistant referee, had the flag up pretty quick. And you can see there that Auckland were caught offside. So Barr conceded 4 goals in their 6 group games. It's a pretty good defensive record by any measure. Auckland City have struggled somewhat in that department. In the ASB Premiership, they kept 1 clean sheet against Young Heart Manawatu. And they managed to do the same against AS Mondo and Numia at the start of this competition. And we've restarted with the drop ball, Mario Belan, who's relatively new to Auckland City. Croatian international at age group level, capped many times over, all the way from 17s through to under 21s. Here's Dickinson trying to find a way past Tekiati. Throw in for Auckland City. Well, it looks as though there's an injury to factor in here. Tekiati feeling a bit of pain in that left ankle perhaps. And Nobe Hoata is going to stop play and just have Tekiati's injury seen to. Had a really good OFC Nations Cup for Fiji in what proved to be a difficult tournament for them. Back in 2012. Pritchett with the throw. Ball fired into the far post. Barr get it clear. And it's a corner for Auckland. Well, as the two teams came out onto Kiwitea Street, you want to have heard the reception that Bar received. It's so unusual for Auckland to be outnumbered in their own stadium, and that's certainly the case here. This match could have been sold out 3 times over. Fenarides looks to go short. Manel Exposito clips one into the far post. Chris Bale is there to head it back in. Oh, and Bar have got it clear. Anxious moments for the visitors. Pritchett with the throw again. And the attack still going for the home side. Dickinson can't hold on to it. Well, Adam Dickinson's enjoyed something of a turnaround in his goal-scoring fortunes for Auckland. He has managed 7 goals in 6 matches. He's always been viewed as a player who brings teammates into play rather than getting amongst the goals himself. But he's hit the back of the net 7 times in this competition. And with Gustavo Souto ruled out for the rest of the season with a broken shoulder, a lot of the goal-scoring responsibility has deferred, and Dickinson has been keen to get on the end of that. That's not a bad ball, but it's just going to have too much on this rather wet surface for Albert Riera to latch onto. Raululu's kick is taken quickly. Sonny Issa can't get a clean touch on the ball. He's the top goal scorer in the OC Champions League, Sonny Issa. He's Nigerian and came to Fijian football first with Lautoka before securing moves to first Reiwa and then Suva before winding up with Bar. As the rain starts to fall at Kiwitea Street, not for the first time today. We had torrential rain in Auckland yesterday, and Kiwitea Street was virtually underwater. There were vast puddles. It usually takes the wet weather pretty well. As we have another look at this Fenarides free kick, and look, it hit the top of the netting of Raululu's goal. Not far away. Not far away at all. Back with the action with Chris Bale. Pritchett skids a pass through to Daniel Koprasic. And Marika Madingi has guided the ball out. And Bar have been playing perhaps with 10 players here. Since Tekiati went down. Raululu takes it short. And Digi goes long. Bar trying to pick up the seconds here. Fenarides has managed to do that, but it's a free kick to Auckland. They've taken it quickly. Koprasic goes past Meli Kodro. Now Dickinson. First cross can't get past Mandigi, but he gets a second go at it. Clips it into the far post. That's hoisted back towards Dickinson, the header. Oh, and a chance for Auckland. It's away by Bar. It's still in that penalty area. And the men in black survive. Well, Auckland coach Ramon Trebulic will be relatively satisfied with the start that his team has made. Takuiwata misses out, and Avanesh Suwami, well, he did take a bit of a late swing at Takuiwata. The Bar have a free kick. Vesicula to take it. Whipped in to the left back position. Takuiwata's had a go at it, but can only put it out for a Bar throw. Iwata hoists it clear. Only as far as Ronald Kumar. Nakama gives it away Iwata hoisting it long to halfway, but it's back with Bar. This is a good spell for Bar. Now Manutha trying to slip one through for his teammate, and Ivan Visilic read it. Well, the ball is proving slippery at the moment for both sides since that downpour. You can see the umbrellas have opened up all over Kiwatea Street. Mario Beelan. This is Williams. Misses out Visilic, finds Pritchett. Plenty of space for Bale to receive it. Pritchett decides to go forward. Adam Dickinson back for his skipper Visilic. And that long diagonal ball has been headed out by Mavileko Nakama. Iwata for Bale. Well, he's a powerhouse in midfield for Auckland, Chris Bale. He was sorely missed against AS Dragon. And they'll certainly need his combination of skill and physicality if they're going to get to grips with this Bar side, as we see Issa. First opportunity for him to run with the ball at his feet. Here is Dickinson. That's not a bad ball by Dickinson for Exposito with a shot, and it's a comfortable one for Raululu. Regulation stuff for the Bar goalkeeper. That ball's bounced. Issa's nibbling away at Beelan, and he's going to get a throw-in for his team. Here's the shot from Exposito. Had a moment or two to set himself, but it was an easy one for the goalkeeper in truth. He wasn't tested at all. Chris Bale looking to break. James Pritchett surveys his options. Back inside to Bale. That ball was overhit for Koprasic to try and cope with. Oh, good win by Riera. Can't keep that going. Fenarides thought about having a go at it. Suami's picked it up. Malikodro on the overlap. Now Manuka needs a bit of help, and he's given a short one to Suami. It's been picked up by Riera. Look at the way the ball's skidding off the surface. It's making it very difficult for both teams. Well, talking to the Auckland City skipper, Ivan Visilic, before the game, he told me that Auckland City have decided to take more of a results-focused approach to the game. They want to win any way they can. It's not all about the aesthetic. Fenarides trying to slip a ball through, and it's resulted in a free kick to Auckland. James Pritchett is the aggrieved party. Look at the storm on his face. So another opportunity perhaps for Fenarides. Will he have a go, or is there a set play that we're going to see unfurled here as Bar set up a three-man wall? Exposito's gone to join in. He's just standing off to the right of Malikodro on the end of that wall. Drawn the attention of Suami, I think. So Auckland have all the centre halves forward. Fenarides whips it in, and that's too close to the goalkeeper. Raululu, and the kick wasn't a good one, and the pressure's off Auckland. Well, by adopting this 4-5-1 approach, Bar have become practiced in absorbing a lot of pressure away from home and relying on the pace of Sonny Issa. Well played by Albert Riera. Chris Bale's turned over possession though. Issa up against Iwata. What can the Nigerian produce here? Gets help from Suami. Nice little turn from him. Lines up the shots, and it's a wild one. Really needs to be putting it on target and forcing Tamati Williams into a save. He did all the hard work with the turn, but the shot was not Suami's best work. Visilic. Mario Beelan. Taku Iwata goes down the line. Dickinson's unmarked in the centre of the box, and again the cross. The cross was well read by the goalkeeper. Gets a counter-attack going fast, but again, Iwata's picked it up for Auckland. Oh, and they've given it back again. Whoa, and the flag stays down. Issa, that's a cross in, and it's away by Visilic. Issa gets another go at it. First touch wasn't good. Mario Beelan tidies up. So both teams still in that feeling each other out phase. Just probing for weaknesses, getting used to the playing surface. It is absolutely soaking wet out there. Of course, Auckland City have only played Fijian club opposition once in Oceania competition. That was back in 2006 in the OFC Club Championships. They faced Nokia Eagles in a semi-final at North Harbour Stadium. It finished 9-1. Of course, back then the tournament was played only as a 12-day affair before the first OFC Champions League was played in 2007. Manutha can't hold on to it, so just breaking down for Bar in that top third. Chris Bale. Here's Iwata. There's a big following of support in Japan. There was some 300 or 400 tickets sold for the FIFA Club World Cup match for Auckland City, and they were all relatives, friends and family of Taku Iwata. As we see this cross wound in, it's not too bad. Lulu's got to watch. He doesn't allow those balls to bounce too often in front of him like that. Nice touch by Iwata. Dickinson spots Riera. Chris Bale. Nice build up from Auckland City. James Pritchett now. Will he measure across? He's got Riera to his left. He chooses that option. Bale's open. And there's that bar shape that we were talking about. 5 on the edge of the box and 2 players just playing in front of that centre-half duo. We're in the 21st minute. Auckland City 0, Bar 0. Last year, Bar played 2 games in New Zealand, curiously enough, in the Champions League. They lost 4-0 to Waitakere, and then they were forced to play a match with Tafana. There was a lot of flooding that forced a venue change. As we see Auckland pour forward now. Wata's cross wasn't too bad, but the player arrived at the near post a little bit too soon to be able to get any real purchase on it. There's Manel Exposito, I think. Yes, it is. Manages to beat Tekiati to the ball, but perhaps arrived too soon. Well, there's a foul here. Bale suggests that that was a dive by Sani Issa. Taken quickly. Avanesh Suwami. Oh, and that's an excellent effort and a wonderful save by Tamani Williams. Issa has it. And Tamani Williams called into action rapidly after the initial shot from Avanesh Suwami. Suwami can hit these from distance. I've seen it before at international level for his country and in OFC club competitions before. His left foot shot, as we saw earlier, perhaps not as lethal as his right. Here's Pritchett. Committed defending from Malik Godreau. He's conceded a throw. Godreau battling away with Koprasic. And Koprasic has won a corner for Auckland. Well, you might be wondering why Auckland City are actually playing in an all-white kit. It turns out that both teams, perhaps in a opening salvo here, have engaged in a bit of gamesmanship, as we see Fenerides corner whipped in and cleared. He's going to get another crack at it. Hoisted over with the left foot. Nice first touch by Bale. It's taken a deflection. Raululu's going to snaffle this up. Well, Auckland normally play in a kit of blue, blue, blue. That's blue shirts, shorts and socks. But Bar have arrived in New Zealand with just an all-black kit. Now, the claim has been that they don't have an away kit, but when you take into account, shall we say, the mana that the all-black kit holds in Fijian football and for Bar, you perhaps wonder if there was something mischievous going on there, and it'll be interesting to see in the second leg whether or not Bar get to play in this sole kit that they are playing in today. It's not usual, let's put it that way. Issa. Oh, and Bar almost walking through, and the left foot shot is schleft wide by Tuamasi Manutha. Rather snatched at it. It was Kili Viliami who danced his way through the Auckland midfield and got to the edge of the 18-yard box. Anxious look from Ivan Visilic, and then it was Manutha who had the shot but couldn't keep it on target. Well, the International Federation of Football History and Statistics has ranked Auckland City as the #1 club in Oceania for the last decade. That's 2000 to 2010. And Bar, intriguingly, are ranked second in that group. There are two Australian clubs who are included in that list. Of course, you'll remember Australia left Oceania in 2005. We've calibrated that on domestic wins and continental wins and performances in international club competitions. So we are watching the top two teams in Oceania, at least according to the International Federation of Football History and Statistics. It's certainly a mouthful to impart to you. And Albert Riera is on the ground, and the Bar supporters don't like the decision from the referee. Fenerides is claiming his teammate was stamped. Gritted teeth for Riera. And well, yeah, there was a clear stamp there, and as you can see, the referee was in a good place to see it. Avanesh Suami, combative and a powerhouse in Fijian football, and he showed a dark side there. Pritchett clipping a ball intended for Chris Bale. It's ended up with Meli Kodro. Auckland getting a lot of leverage in their attacks down this right-hand side. Meli Kodro has a lot of pace, and it must be difficult for him to curb his natural instinct to burst forward. Tactical discipline is going to be such a key element in these semi-finals. Away goals are so important, and sticking to your coach's game plan is going to be vital. Or at least that's the way they're going to see it. So Manutha back doing some defending. Coming up to the half-hour mark, we're not too far away. Look at that tackle. A bit of a risk, in truth. If you're going to choose to slide in from the side, you better make sure you get the ball. The rules are clear about tackles from behind as Dickinson winds in across. Raululu comes for it, he punches. Away by Suami, it's gone to Manutha, a chance to break now for Bar. Nice switch of play by Manutha. There's only Sani Issa forward. It's clipped in, Issa with the header. It's not a powerful one, Visilic got the better of him. Oh, look at that slide from Codrell. Auckland can now attack through Exposito. Well, through a tangle of shins, he's won it. He's crossed early, and Raululu again. Well, he's looking a solid character in goal for Bar. Johnny Raululu. Fiji have been blessed with some top quality goalkeepers over the years, particularly Bar. There was Lysenia Tuba, the goal scoring goalkeeper. Suami thought about lining up another shot from distance. This time the cross does come in, but that's an easy one for Tamati Williams. There is Dickinson's cross. Difficult one for Tekiati to deal with. Exposito went in, Raululu came to punch, and he got a good clean connection. The Bar goalkeeper. Oh, now Dickinson. Opportunity perhaps for Auckland. That's a good ball in. Exposito at the far post. And it's a goal kick. Adam Dickinson just getting away from Meli Codrell. Wound in a very interesting cross from Manel Exposito. It's one of those ones that Vesikula wouldn't have liked to have tried to deal with, particularly on a wet surface. Just bending away from the goalkeeper, coming toward the centre half as he faced his own goal. But fortunately for him, Manel Exposito was always lunging for it, and therefore couldn't get it on target. Ivan Visilic. James Pritchett. Daniel Koprasic back with Pritchett. Well, Tamati Williams keeping the play going to Mario Beelan. Alex Fenarides. Bar looking interested in pressing this Auckland side again. Here is Manutha. Visilic goes long. Well played by Daniel Koprasic. Chris Bale with the cross. Oh, and the first time strike. Oh, what a goal! Manel Exposito with the opening goal of the game. And what a peach it was. Chris Bale with the cross. Sheer joy on the faces of the Auckland players. And it's been coming, you have to say, down this right-hand side. Bale with the perfect cross. Low, flat, bending away again. Look at the finish. You couldn't have asked for a better finish. Manel Exposito does it again for Auckland. And in quite spectacular fashion, Auckland City have taken the lead. 31 minutes gone at Kiwatea Street. The Bar supporters are stunned. Well, I was speaking just moments ago about Adam Dickinson's cross and the type of cross it was and all sorts of awkwardness that it provides for a centre half, and we saw Chris Bale make an improvement, just a fraction of an improvement, and look at the result. Here is Koprasic again. Oh, and his ball in to Riera wasn't far away. Now Bale. Auckland with their tails up. Koprasic looking for an overlap. Goes inside to Dickinson. That's good defending by Bar. They come away with Ronil Kumar. It's a big switch of play looking for Manutha. It was rather hopeful. It's been picked up in the fallout by Auckland City. How will Bar respond? Visilic's ball was a good one. Koprasic couldn't lock it down though. Vesikula struggling a bit. He's kept his feet, he's done well there, Vesikula. Auckland City 1, Bar 0, Exposito, 31 minutes. Nakama will restart with a throw. Free kick goes Auckland's way. Well, there was plenty of speculation before this game about who would be determined as the favourites. What Bar managed to achieve in finishing the group stage unbeaten was last achieved in 2010, but there's a problem here for Auckland. The ball's been given away and a chance for Sunny Isi. Squares it, Manutha, 1-1. Kiwitea Street erupts the sheer delirium. Absolute delirium. The score's a level and it's an away goal. A couple of supporters have run onto the pitch. Well, it came from the mistake by Mario Beelan. Sunny Issa has punished Auckland with his pace, and Manutha has punished them with his finish. And look at the joy. Look at the joy on his face. And it's game on at Kiwitea Street. And the stadium has come to life, let me tell you. The noise has rippled around Sandringham. The OFC Champions League, a place in the final, up for grabs over 2 legs, and an away goal is so precious. Waitakere managed to grab 2 at Amicale yesterday in front of 8,000 away supporters. And it set them up nicely for the return leg at Fred Taylor Park. Could this away goal set Bar up for the return leg at Govan Park in Bar next week? Fenarides with a free kick. Oh, and it's skidded to the far post. Set up for Bale, has a shot. Hits Melikodro in the rib cage. It's gone out for an Auckland throw. Auckland City 1, Bar 1. Less than 10 minutes to go. Just under 10 minutes to go before half time. You get the impression there could be more goals in this game yet. Well played by James Pritchard. He's still going. Can he get the cross in? He can. It's away though by Bar, only as far as the edge of the box. Riera's hoisted it to Taku Iwata. No, sorry, that's Chris Bale. Got knocked off the ball. It's still with Auckland City. Fenarides. Iwata. Beelan goes all the way back to his goalkeeper. Sometimes you've got to do that. He certainly made sure of it this time. Riera invites Beelan back into the mix. Now Iwata. Still Iwata. Auckland now, this is looking good for the home team. Cross comes in, Chris Bale at the edge of the penalty area. Miscues the shot, oh, and not convincing defending by Bar, but it was effective enough. Bale. Bar managing to get themselves in all sorts of trouble here with their defending. That was a much more convincing header. Beelan. Well, there's a real spark and energy about this game at the moment. You can sense it all around the ground. Between 3,000 and 3,500 fans here today, most of them Bar supporters. Of course, they always turn out in force. They brought 10,000 to Mount Smart Stadium back in 2007 to play Waitakere. Oh, and that's a nice exchange between Pritchard and Dickinson. Still not clear by Bar. They've managed it now. Bale very gingerly helping the ball onto Riera. Iwata pushing forward. Goes by Suami. Oh, and that's not far away. Well, Bar presented with an absolute gift, in truth. You can't afford to give away goals the way that Auckland City did just then. But for Bar, it's a priceless moment. What will this do for their confidence? The rain is absolutely pelting down as well. Ivan Visilic. Well, Auckland seem determined to work the flanks here. Koprasic. Pritchett has joined in. Dickinson coming short for it. There's been a run forward by Bale. Riera involves Taku Iwata. Exposito. Iwata's cross. Not a good one. You can see Koprasic in your picture there was unmarked at the far post. Well, Taku Iwata came to New Zealand football after playing as a striker in the Queensland State League competition. He's been converted to a left back in an effort to replace Ian Hogg, who of course has made the breakthrough to the All Whites and the Wellington Phoenix. Something of a Kiwitea Street favourite as well, Ian Hogg, during his time at the club. Visilic. Auckland are going to need all his experience now. Past the 100 game mark in all competitions for the club earlier this season, along with a handful of others. As Pritchett tries to clip a ball through for Dickinson. Well, the ball increasingly more difficult to get a grip of. Both sides struggling with it at times. Suami. That raking long ball, it's a good one that cuts out James Pritchett. East has made a run to the penalty spot, but the ball in by Manutha was not as good as it had to be. He's asking him to curve his run as we have another look at Manutha's goal. He won't score an easier one than that in the OC Champions League, that's for sure. But Coach Yagendra Dutt isn't going to be too fussed about how it came. He's just going to be delighted that his team have a crucial away goal. No New Zealand side in the most recent modern versions of the OFC Champions League have been able to win up at Govan Park. Waitakere have been beaten there twice over the years. They lost the OFC Champions League final first leg 2-1 at Govan Park back in 2007, and they also lost there 3-2, which just goes to show you how difficult a venue it is to travel to. And that was in a season that Waitakere won the OFC Champions League and qualified for the FIFA Club World Cup. Bar were desperately unlucky. But they're well in it here. Well, there's a nasty foul on Taku Iwata. You can see he's in some degree of discomfort. Albert Riera pointing the finger at Mark Rule. Look at this. And look at the style of challenge. That's highly questionable. I think it was Avanesh Suami. And it is a card. Oh, it's a second, and Avanesh Suami is off. Well, you have to say that Norbert Hawata's got that absolutely spot on. Two examples of stamping from Avanesh Suami. And right in front of the referee. Look at this, number 2 to the right of Taku Iwata. The foot goes up, it comes down. He's caught Iwata on the outside of his left foot. Now, Norbert Hawata is one of the OFC's most widely and highly regarded referees, and Avanesh Suami may well have just shot his team in the foot, because They're down to 10. They've been handed a lifeline with a goal that came from a defensive error, and Sawami has just completely lost the plot. There was no need for that challenge. It looked as though that Iwata was probably going to lose the ball in any case. Sheer madness from Avanesh Sawami. Bar are going to miss him as Pritchett winds in the cross. Chance for Exposito. Oh, and the goalkeeper lost his footing. He's actually done well to catch that. Technically, Johnny Raululu has shown himself to be a competent goalkeeper. Just a couple of minutes to go before the halftime break. Auckland City 1, Bar 1. Bar down to 10 players after the sending off of Avanesh Sawami. Rika Mandigi. There's the effort from Exposito. Look at that. The footwork was unorthodox, let's put it that way. And a chance for Koprasic. Oh, and great defending. The tackle has saved what should have been a goal. It was a desperate lunge, and you do take a risk when you adopt that sort of technique for your tackles in conditions like this. But needs must as the devil rides, I suppose. Fenarides with a corner. Goes to the near post. Back with Fenarides. Picked out Exposito. Riera, that might be a tough one for Exposito to get, but he's got it. What will the choice be here by... it's a corner, taken quickly by Exposito, the goal scorer. Whipped in, far post. Oh, it wasn't a bad one. Good defending by Bar. Sani Issa. He's turned to Wata well, but he's going to have to do a lot more on his own yet. He's got Vesikula coming up from the back to help. Of course, there is a gap in midfield now. Ranil Kumar. Viliami. Heavy touch. He's given up possession. A chance for Auckland to counter-attack. Now this is a good one. A chance for Manel Exposito just before half-time. Oh, and he's got it completely wrong. Manel Exposito. He had a quick look to his left to see if he had somebody in support, and perhaps got caught in two minds, and in the end he didn't get enough power or accuracy on the shot, and it ended up going wide. And he's looking skyward and having a few words because he knows that that was a pretty good chance. You at least have to get it on target. Now, meanwhile, there's some dialogue going on in the Bar dugout, and Nobe Huata speaking to a Bar official, perhaps pushing the boundaries with the technical area and the regulations around that. Fourth official Nick Waldron has drawn the attention of Nobe Huata to the situation, and it looks as though Yagendra Dutt is being sent off. Is this the coach? It is, you know. Yagendra Dutt, the Bar coach, is being sent out of the dugout. Extraordinary. Avanesh Swami sent off. Yagendra Dutt, the coach, also sent from the dugout. Well, Bar... it's just astonishing. They're sitting at 1-1. You can see the coach taking congratulations of a sort, or a handshake from the Bar support, but Bar are down to 10. They can ill afford to lose their manager as well. Now, Yagendra Dutt has been in charge of Bar football for a long time. You can see there he's got plenty to say about it as well. So Bar in the wet weather are looking rudderless at the moment. Yagendra Dutt still remonstrating. Unbelievable stuff. And throughout that dramatic moment of theatre and villainy, shall we say, the half-time whistle has been blown. And what a first half it was. Auckland City 1, Bar 1. Well, I dare say that both clubs would dearly love to see the likes of Penny Finau and Salamasi back out on the pitch, and Kieran Jordan, Paul Erlovich and Grant Young. But we've got plenty of talent here for you as well on both sides. And let's not forget, Malachi Tiwa and Lysenia Nyoko are both missing. Alvin Singh is another player who is not here. And Oseo Vakatalasau. Vakatalasau was the top goal scorer in the 2010 FIFA World Cup qualifiers for Fiji. I think he hit 15 goals at the South Pacific Games, and then in the next round of fixtures before the All Whites obviously qualified for South Africa. As we get underway once again at Kiwitea Street. Auckland City 1, Bar 1. Auckland will want to press this numerical advantage they've got in terms of personnel. It'd be difficult to go to Fiji with a score draw. That would be regarded as something of a win for Bar, I would suggest. And of course, given the track record in the group stage, Bar do play far more open, aggressive and attacking game on home soil, understandably. James Pritchett whips in a cross. Hoisted away by Vesikula. Picked up by Sonny Issa, the Nigerian. Albert Riera does well to take the ball off him. Well, Fijian domestic football has enjoyed an influx of players from Nigeria. Issa has been the most prolific of those, with Lautoka, Rewa, and then Suva, and now Bar. Dickinson. Effective defending from Remueru Tekiati. Corner for Auckland. Now we've seen the lion's share of these being driven into the near post or taken short. You can see Exposito there at the apex of the box. It's taken to the near post to Koprasic. Back with Fenarides. Oh, and it skips through one Bar player. Riera asking for a handball. Nothing given from Norbert Huata. No major protest from Auckland. Visilic still forward. Stabs a shot at Raululu. Now, it would have appeared instantly from behind the defender, so Raululu's done well. Would have been easy to spill that. And that kick's not a bad one either. There is the cross from Exposito. Taken on the chest by Visilic. Fired it through the foot of his opponent, and Raululu does well. Issa taking on everybody, and the shot is a wild one. Iwata with the throw. Vesikula picking up with Exposito. Iwata's gone long. Dickinson does win it, but it only goes as far as Nakama. Nice piece of play by Exposito. He's done well there. Dickinson The Auckland City battering ram. Chris Bale keeps the attack going. There's only Dickinson in the penalty area. Koprasic checked his cross and waited for the overlapping run from Pritchett. Barr filtering back to defend. Chris Bale, Riera, now Iwata joins in. And Iwata is guided out by Mavileko Nakama. Good defending by Nakama. Iwata's got plenty of pace, but if you take a heavy first touch on this surface, the slickness of the grass is going to take contribution on the quality. But it does show you the space that's opened up since Bar were reduced to 10 players. Good, strong defending by Mavileko Nakama. Would have been a lot easier to maybe wrap an arm through an arm there and maybe try and discreetly shake Iwata off and risk the wrath of the the referee. But he didn't. He just kept his head straight, remained strong in his upper body, and Iwata couldn't keep the ball in. Issa lets the ball run on so he can run onto it. Keeps his feet. Ronil Kumar. Issa. Looking to try and dance away through the Auckland defence. Cleared by Williams. Dickinson trying to roll off his marker. Well, something's happened there, off the ball perhaps. It's not Nelly Dondro who's down. Well, shoulder to shoulder, it was definitely late. And there is going to be a substitution for Bar. Remueru Tekiati is the player coming off, and it's Malakai Kainahewe who's going to be introduced. Now, this is an interesting move by Bar. Kainahewe is an experienced player, physically strong and technically gifted. Exposito, Iwata. Not a bad cross. The defending was spot on though. Well, play's been pulled back. Again, there's a free kick given to Bar for something that may have happened off the ball there. Well, in the background, Emiliano Tade and Darren White have been sent to warm up. Tade is something of, well, you might not like me to say it, but he's something of a specialist coming off the bench. Emiliano Tade, he has a phenomenal goal scoring rate of every time he's come off the bench for Auckland. He just seems to pop up with a goal, as we see Dickinson running at Melidondro. Oh, that's a good ball in. Exposito might get a second go at it. Oh, good save by Raululu. That was fantastic. That was bound for the back of the net, and the goalkeeper with one hand just took a swipe at it and kept it out. It was all about instinct. I don't know if he knew too much about what he was doing. It was instantaneous. He could yet emerge as a really big hero for Bar today. Nice turn from Dickinson. Fenarides. Manutha doing some defending. Well, we were talking about Asalamasi, and Malakai Kainahewe is his younger brother. That's a good ball in, and Exposito, that's excellent defending. And he's been called for offside, Manel Exposito. Well, Kainaheiwe, let's have a look first at this moment here. Both players didn't get a clean connection on it, Vesikula, and everybody had a go at it, and the goalkeeper, look at this, he was heading in the wrong direction, the opposite direction of the ball. Just used his upper body strength to swipe the ball away from danger. Space opening up for Auckland. Taku Iwata to Koprasic. Iwata has got him behind the bar defence. Crosses to the far post. Raululu gets a hand on it. Dickinson. Still Dickinson. Cuts it back. Oh, and it's off the line. Bar are living on vapours at the moment, and the pressure still is not off them. Bale trying to fashion a cross and then hacked away. Well, defending full of courage, but I'm not too sure it's disciplined or well organised. It's just anything in front of the ball for Bar at the moment. And this is perhaps why Malachi Kainaheiwe has been introduced, just to provide some form of organisation and calm temperament, because Bar certainly need that in spades at the moment. You can see there Visilic urging movement in front of him. Now an opportunity for Auckland to attack down this left-hand side through Iwata. Beelan. Koprasic can cross here if he wanted to. He does. It's not a good one, but he's got a corner. Fenarides goes to take it. Beelan makes his way forward with Ivan Visilic. We've seen a lot of variations of a near post corner. That one's gone to the far post. Oh, chance of Visilic perhaps. He goes down. And the shot is lashed high and wide by Chris Bale. Might be interesting to have another look at that. Emiliano Tade being introduced, so it's a striker on for a midfielder. There is Visilic. Oh, well. He was looking for a penalty, the all-white legend, and he didn't get it. So Auckland signalling their intent. Tade, the super sub. The striker with an eye for goal off the bench is introduced. Fenarides is off. So we're in the 57th minute. Auckland City 1, Bar 1. The tie delicately poised. Oh, and Tade. Raululu's gone to clear it. It wasn't the most convincing piece of play we've seen from the Bar goalkeeper today. He's had a high standard throughout, but I've used the phrase needs must as the devil rides, and it might apply to a few more phases of play yet for the visitors, as they try to consolidate this scoreline, which reads favourably. But Iwata away, it's a good ball in. Oh, and it's knocked wide by Tade, I think. It is Tade. Look at this, Iwata, plenty of space, excellent cross. And Tade was just blocked out. And the chance was squandered, but the chances are coming for Auckland. There's no two ways about it. If Bar can hold on, what a result this would be for them. For Auckland City, it would feel like a loss, I dare say. But perhaps it wouldn't be a situation beyond rescuing for this Auckland City team. They're so experienced. I mean, they've played well in excess of 50 matches at this level. And they've got out of tight situations before. This may be another one of them, we'll see. He looks a decent player, Sani Issa. 9 goals in 6 games, tells its own story. And Bar have a free kick. What are they going to make of it? Nakama trying to find a way past Iwata. He does. And it's a goal kick. Well, it's been given as a corner. I saw that as a goal kick. Of course, easy from a commentary position to start making those sorts of calls. It's quite different out there on the park, I can assure you. He's had a solid enough game, Norbert Hoata. Not so sure that Auckland City would see it that way if Bar were to capitalise on this advantage as Ronil Kumar fires in the corner to the far post. Tuamasi Manutha can't connect. It's still with Bar. Away by Ivan Visilic. Now a chance to break. That is quickly put to bed by Bar. Raululu with the clearance. And the offside flag has been raised by the assistant referee. Auckland restart. Phelan. Albert Riera. And the play breaks down. Tade overhitting the return pass. Just lets the pressure out for Bar. Just over an hour gone. Auckland City 1, Bar 1. Well, if you talk to the players of most of the teams in the OFC Champions League, they will say to you that they believe the standard of the competition is lifting all the time. Visilic, that's a ball that's found Tade, and Exposito was unmarked in the penalty area. Dickinson. James Pritchett. Well, he's given that straight to Ronil Kumar, but Riera's picked it up. Bale might fancy a shot. No, he involves Iwata. Koprivcic. Bale lets it run to Riera. Melidondro at first got a touch, but he's given it back to Dickinson. And away by Malachi Kainahewe. Auckland showing lots of patience and application. Bar resisting it so far. Have they got another 28 minutes or so of this sort of fortitude, though? Remains to be seen. They're looking pretty compact and organised at the moment. They're just sitting in, asking Auckland to try and open them up. And Auckland are doing this a lot. They're doubling up. That's a good ball in, and at the far post, goal for Auckland. And it's Emiliano Tade. I described him as a super sub. And look at that, it's a super smile to go with the goal. Taku Iwata's been getting plenty of space down that left-hand side, and the quality of the crosses has been good. Raululu couldn't do anything about that. And look at that, the Argentine striker makes it 2-1 to Auckland City. He takes the congratulations from his teammates. Is 2-1 enough? It would still be viewed as a decent result to take back to Govan Park for Yagendra Dutt and his team. 3-1 or 4-1 would make it difficult by any measurement. And do Auckland sense that perhaps there are even more goals to plunder here? Exposito. Bar fighting for everything. But it becomes a problem when they get into this part of the park because Sonny Issa is doing it all on his own up there. And there may well be some tired legs among the 10 men of the men in black. And Manel Exposito's worn one here high up in the hip area. Nobe Huata, out of your picture, has produced a red card. It's Tuamasi Manutha. No. Mali Dondro, the left back, has been red carded. Look at that, it was straight out of the pocket. Bar have absolutely self-destructed. Mali Dondro is crestfallen, but he can have few complaints. If Manel Exposito wore Dondro's studs in his hip and the referee saw it, there can't be any alternative. Chris Bale has a pot at goal. Look at this, so down goes, oh, and that's just insanity. The referee is not going to tolerate that, not when he's straight in front of the action. So Bar had a goal gift-wrapped that brought them right back into this tie. Now they're 2 players down and a coach down. Well, Auckland better make hay while the sun shines, because they can't live off a 2-1 advantage at Govan Park, surely. They'll have to look to take a 2 or perhaps even a 3-goal advantage if they can press for it. Goodness knows there's going to be plenty of space out there. If Bar get away with this in terms of a 2-1 defeat with 25 minutes left, you'd have to ask a few questions, because really at this level of the game, Auckland now really have to press home their superior numbers. And make it count for them. For Bar, they're really running out of options. You'd almost be tempted to remove Sonny Issa from the picture. Look to your bench and opt for a defensive player. Because as things stand now, if the game were to finish 2-1, let's not forget that you've got Malachi Tiwa to come back into the reckoning in the second leg. And when he ignites alongside Sonny Issa, then you've got problems. Alvin Singh is another player they can bring back into the defence. Perhaps an early cross from Dickinson. It's cut out, that's good defending. Bar need plenty more of that. Oh, opportunity for Koprasic. Good save. I think that was Raululu. Maybe Raululu in a combination of posts. We might have to check that one out in the replay. Dickinson goes to the far post. Chris Bale. Koprasic. Bar looking for an offside. They don't get it. It's whipped in and the goalkeeper collects. Excellent technique with the chest. The dipping volley was perfect. Well, look at that. I think that may have been a combination between Raululu and the post, but either way, the goalkeepers had a tremendous game on an afternoon for Bar that has definitely been a mixed bag. Offside flag is up. Emiliano Tade tried to spring the trap, and this is something that Auckland will have to be careful of in their enthusiasm to get forward. They don't want to run into a spell where they're caught in offside positions on a regular basis. It becomes a source of frustration, and they start to get ragged. Teams that have that sort of a two-player and one coach advantage. Here's Issa, rolls off Beelan. Beelan took a risk there, and it's a corner. Well, Norbert Huata assuring the players that he had his eye on things. Look at this now. Mario Beelan was taking a big risk, getting his arms tangled up with the attacker. It hasn't resulted in a penalty, but it has resulted in a corner. Only 3 players forward for Bar, you can understand that. They've elected for 2 to sit on the edge of the box. Malachi Kainahewe has gone forward. Tuamasi Manutha is in there, along with Sonny Issa. Substitution, Mavileko Nakama is the player off. And Asea Dondro is the player on. Could be a timely substitution as well. Just another big physical presence in the mix as the ball is wound in. Williams gets a palm on it. It's not clear. Iwata manages to hook it clear. Dickinson. Nice touch from Iwata. Tare, one of the goal scorers for Auckland, cuts back in on his right. He's got Iwata to his left. The defender can cross. Offside flag goes up. Mark Rule of New Zealand. And you can see former all-white Chris Zoricic in the back of the picture there. Vesikula. Wata picks up Vesikula's long ball. Koprivcic. Well, Auckland need to be ruthless. They need another goal. Dickinson. Pritchett. Snaffled up by Raululu. And given straight back to James Pritchett. Well, it's been an afternoon of self-inflicted woe for Bar as Dickinson keeps going. This time the cross is high and wide. Auckland just needing to recalibrate their GPS to find a way through this numerically depleted Bar side. Ronil Kumar and Sani Issa on the wrong page there. This is the cross from James Pritchett. Raululu does well to pick it up, and then have a look at this. He throws it out and Pritchett picks it up. But meanwhile, back with the action, a chance for Auckland. 3-1, they've got their third goal. Exposito and Tade in tandem. Auckland 3, Bar 1. Exposito with his second goal of the game. It was Riera who linked it through. No marking of either of the Auckland players, and the easiest of finishes for Manel Exposito. Goal number 6 for him in the competition. Raululu beaten for the third time. It's been a mixed afternoon for him and his teammates. He can hold his head high, by the way. I think he's had a particularly good game for his team. A rather forlorn attempt on goal from halfway. Confirmation of the goal scorers. Exposito with a double. Emiliano Tade with a goal in the 63rd minute off the bench, and Tuamasi Manutha, who levelled for Bar. That seems a long time ago, and a number of players ago, by the way. 3 red cards. Bale might fancy one from here. He does. Plenty of power, no accuracy. He can hit them from distance, Chris Bale. Wonderful competitor. ASB Premiership Player of the Season in 2011-2012 for Waitakere United, Chris Bale, and he's emerged as a key figure for Auckland City this season in his debut bow for the Kiwatia Street Club. Offside flag goes up from Mark Rule. Dickinson checks in to see if it was him. Risikula. Dondro. Ronil Kumar. Isaiah Dondro has a difficult ball to work with here, but he's managed to keep his feet, but can't keep the ball. Iwata. Chris Bale. Koprasic. Riera. Koprasic again. Well, he was lucky to get that back. Dickinson with Pritchard outside him. That's been picked up by Marika Mandingi. Well, Riera sold himself early, but it's not going to be punished. Tade tries to keep it in and can't. Substitution for Auckland City. It's Adam Dickinson coming off, and Darren White coming on. Darren White viewed as an attacking wide midfielder, certainly during his days with Canterbury United in the ASB Premiership. He picked up a nasty knock in the remarkable 12-2 win over AS Mondor earlier in the competition, and there was a feeling that he might struggle to make it back at all, but it turned out that the ankle injury was a sprained ankle rather than a break. So a chance for White to make a contribution to the Auckland effort, but maybe Bar aren't finished yet either. Now there's 7 players forward for Bar, which means there's only two at the back at the moment. Auckland have pressed. Now they can counter-attack. A first touch of the ball for Darren White. Taking on Mandingi. Goes to ground but recovers. James Pritchett. Tade. Checks onto the left foot, and the shot is high and wide over the commentary position. It's well off target. Confirmation of the substitution. Darren White has a history in German youth football and played in the German Youth Cup final, scoring a goal in the semi-final. Certainly a goal for him today would be most welcome as Exposito lets that one run through. The offside flag's gone up again. Ronil Kumar. Tell you what, if Bar was somehow able to sneak a second, it would set things up nicely for next Saturday's return match. Visilic looking for options forward, goes long. Raululu's come all the way out of goal to deal with it. Just clips the ball over the top of his own defender. That's not what he probably wanted to happen. White. Oh, Tade, it's gone through to Exposito. Raululu grateful to scoop the ball up in both hands. Bar understandably starting to tire. It's certainly been hard work. They've made it hard work for themselves. Albert Riera, midfield metronome for Auckland. Iwata, can he put in another of these crosses of his? He can. Tade works a space. Oh, he's hit the post. But it's Darren White. The substitute, another substitute has scored. And Auckland City are 4-1 up. Bar starting to well and truly crumble here at Kiwatia Street. Interesting improvisation on the shot from Tade. Raululu did everything he could to get there. But there weren't enough players left on the pitch for every Auckland City player to be marked. And Darren White made no mistake. Excellent finish. And the scoreline now blown out to 4-1. And some of the Bar supporters are starting to vote with their feet. They've seen enough. Well, coach Ramon Chibulic is going to be more than delighted with a 4-1 advantage. Iwata makes the interception. Well, the men in black have outdone themselves in a sense, you have to say. Auckland have, of course, been worthy of their goals and the current score, but what will the Bar players be thinking on the return trip back to their homeland, given that they had a 1-1 result as Sani Issa tries in desperation to find a way through the Auckland defence. Long-range shot was poorly executed. White. Oh, and there's a opportunity for Exposito. Raululu having to play as a sweeper. And he did so effectively. Three red cards for Bar. Avanesh Swami, Meli Dondro, both ordered off. The coach, Yagendra Dutt, was also sent from the dugout. And Auckland City lead 4-1. Exposito with 2 goals, and the substitutes Emiliano Tade and Darren White chipping in. Tuamasi Manutha levelled the scores for Bar. It came from a defensive error, and their OFC Champions League finals hopes are looking somewhat bleak at this particular juncture. They're going to need a lot of goals at home. Speaking of which, in that scenario, a 3-0 victory for Bar over Auckland at Govan Park would get Bar through on away goals. And you can't write them off at Govan Park. Oh, Sani Issa. Well, that might have been a 2-goal mission in Bar had Sani Issa managed to squeeze the ball past Tamati Williams. Look at this run. The run is excellent. The ball through is fantastic. And Chris Bale rescues Auckland City. Look at that. Tamati Williams, the look on his face. Danger's not over for Auckland City, though. Abu Shahid is at the near post for Bar. Ronald Kumar will take the corner. Shahid just getting a talking to. And Daniel Koprasic, you can see he's adopted a hands-off approach, hands behind the back, so there can be no confusion in the melee about to ensue. Mario Beelan gives it straight to Bar, but Visilic has helped him out. Players have to watch their offside line. Darren White has managed to achieve it. He's got Tade to his left. I beg your pardon, Manel Exposito. What a goal that Manel Exposito scored. The opening goal was picture perfect. So he sprints clear of the bar defence, and just at the key moment, Malachi Kainahewe delivered an excellent tackle, and Exposito might need a bit of a hand here. This surface is really heavy. Darren White trying to get the cramp out of Exposito's leg. Look at that. That effort from Emiliano Tade to begin with was something special. And Darren White gleefully accepts the follow-up. His first goal for Auckland City at Kiwitea Street. No, sorry, he scored against Mondor. Look at that. The two substitutes sharing a moment. Now David Brown is thrown into the action, the teenager. Born in Papua New Guinea, a schoolboy here in Auckland. He's been part of the first team squad for the 2012-13 season as Tade drives one in. Chance. Oh, and it's in! Mario Beelan makes it 5. And he atones for his earlier error. And Auckland City are coasting. The Croatian defender had plenty of space. The first touch was perfect. The technique on the shot was excellent. Raululu is exposed, and Auckland City have turned it into something of a thrashing in the end. And if the mission looks steep for Bar, it looks vertical now. It would be unwise to draw too many conclusions about the final on May the 19th. Football being the unpredictable sport that it is. David Brown. Takui Wata. Well, there's been a real battle on in the Auckland City ranks for that left back spot. Takui Wata began the season as pretty much the first choice in that formation. Darren White getting his cross into the far post. A chance for David Brown. Good save by Raululu. Andrew Milne, who's on the bench today, has played at left back and right back as we see David Brown's shot, and Raululu saves with the outstretched leg. Taken short, and opportunity for Auckland. It's away by Shahid, I think, and Ronil Kumar trying to hoist it away. Some tired legs out there for Bar. Visilic with a volley. High and wide from the skipper. Well, there was a feeling amongst some Bar supporters that their form in the group stage perhaps flattered to deceive, given that Group A was considered to be the weaker of the two OFC Champions League groups, with certainly no disrespect to the quality of Hikari and Solomon Warriors as Ronil Kumar clatters David Brown. Although, based on what we saw prior to Avanesh Swami being sent off, Bar was certainly in the game. But by resorting to physical intimidation in front of a referee for whom being in the right place at the right time is something of a forte, they've paid a high price as Iwata goes to the far post, and it's 6. The goals keep coming at Kiwitea Street. It's Darren White for the second goal of the game in his personal tally. Takawiwata is the chief supplier. Darren White arrived just in behind Marika Mendigi and applied the finish. What a comeback by Darren White. And plenty for those Auckland City supporters to celebrate. No team in the history of the OFC Champions League has come back from this sort of deficit. Kolawale lost the final to Auckland City 7-2 in Honiara, the first leg, and in the second leg they drew 2-2 here at Kiwitea Street. That's probably been the closest we've seen to a side coming back from, well, this is a 5-goal deficit that they've given up today. Williams takes a goal kick. Just over 2 minutes left in the regulation 90 minutes. Auckland City 6, Bar 1. Well, for anybody who... Oh, and Raululu. You can't blame him for taking risks, the goalkeeper. He's pretty much been a goalkeeper and for most of the second half playing as a sweeper. He's had to watch a procession of teammates head for early showers and his coach head for the dressing room just before half time. But if you were to not have watched the game today and then discovered the result, or read the result on paper, you would perhaps shrug and think that Bar were, and Raululu again, forced into coming out and shutting down the danger. He's had to do it 3 or 4 times and he's done so to great effect. It's not going to make a difference to the battering that Bar have taken, but he can certainly hold his head high. Iwata on another one of these runs. David Brown might fancy getting across, and he does. And the goalkeeper, well, he's run out of luck. Perhaps the chip off the line. Excellent defending. Malachi Kainahewe. Well, they perhaps could have done with him at the start. Malachi Kainahewe. That's a delightful chip by Emiliano Tade. And the Bar substitute heads it off the line for a corner. That is the 90 minutes up. We're into time added on. Iwata improvises a header that Chris Bale picks up for Auckland, and the danger's over. Here's David Brown. Tamati Williams. Well, Auckland City, I wouldn't say they were dreading this game. They were certainly wary of a Bar side that had been undefeated in the group section, and a club in many ways with a similar level of prestige of their own as this cross comes in. Great save by Raululu. Equally good strike from Emiliano Tade. You've got a feel for this goalkeeper. Good strike from Tade. Riera lets it go through to Visilic. Chris Bale. Now Brown. Visilic goes on an overlapping run. The skipper There's an near post cross. Well, both Auckland centre halves are now joining in the final few attacks for Auckland. And it's all over. Referee Norbert Hoata brings to a close this OFC Champions League semi-final first leg. Auckland City have thrashed Bar. In truth, it's finished 6-1